All
Hey
right.
guys,
How's everyone doing out there today?
doing good.
So, this
Yeah,
was an idea that we threw around in the chat yesterday. And if it's a little off the cuff tonight, eh, you know what? We'll just blame the holidays. This just as an announcement, this will be our last Wednesday show of the year because we have Christmas on next Wednesday and New Year's Day the day after that. So everyone's going to be off doing things with friends and family, which is good. So, with that,
that's grass.
yeah, exactly. With that, Nick, what is tonight's topic?
Well, this is your wife's one of her favorite things. Uh, Jesus is my boyfriend.
Yeah, one of her favorite things to hate on.
Oh yeah, was that kind of her idea? I think it was, or was it yours? I don't know.
So we were talking last night around dinner, and I just started going off on it, and then because we were talking about something else, I forget what it was, and then it came up. Oh, we were yeah
Well,
no, I do know what we were talking about. It was just personal family stuff. So and then it came up from that. So yes, I guess this is kind of technically my idea, but there's no notes tonight. We're winging it all.
so it's the concept that the best man out there, that's gonna come save captain save a. Sorry, I already said it. 30, for
Yeah.
yeah, I guess monetization. Even though talking about Jesus, right? That's
Well,
man bad.
isn't Jesus
Okay.
the ultimate Captain Save a 304?
Yeah, and he does, he does
But
forgive
he's
them. He does
he's
die
so
for their sins.
understanding. Isn't he,
Yes.
Nick? He's so understanding and compassionate.
Well, he knows all things. He's God. And he's
True.
he's sinless. He's the wisest man ever.
These things are true, yes. But okay,
But
what okay, then what happens when and we actually were talking before the show. We have a lot of different ways we're going to take this, but the question of the night is yes, Jesus is these things. I mean, God is all knowing, God is all seeing, God is all understanding. But what happens when we take those things and we, as humans, although this is mostly about women tonight, mostly, and we try to say, oh, this is the perfect man. This is the ideal. And I mean, I guess technically Jesus is ideal, but we
yes,
try
like
and then we try and make him ours. I think that's
mm,
really what's going
Oh,
on here.
okay. That's a good prompt. Did God make us in his own image?
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we remake God in our own image or the image that we want of God? Is
It's
that
called
not an
idolatry.
inversion?
That's the breaking of
Yeah. Is there a tendency for
second
people
commandment.
to go to idolatry and make God in our own image?
Yes.
Is that kind of
That's
what's
talks
happening
about that
here?
in Romans chapter 1. Yeah. Nothing new under the sun.
Okay, Chief's
Oh,
already put up a Bible verse for you here, Nick, so I'll throw it up on the screen.
there you go. Jesus answered them. This is John 6:26. Truly, truly, I say unto you, you are seeking me, not because you saw signs, but because you ate your fill of the loaves. Oh. What's it talk about an adulteress? That something generation always seeks a sign. Something like that.
Well, if Jesus is a woman's boyfriend, he fed her, he met her needs, he
Mm,
provided. Therefore, Jesus is a great provider, which is true.
mm.
It yes, these things are true. Okay, but okay. What happens when you make Jesus your boyfriend, though? What happens to you? What happens to women when they do that?
No man can compare to their boyfriend Jesus. They have this mystic, special relationship that no man can understand. Jesus is their boyfriend.
Okay, but if Jesus, this one really it twists me about even theologically, because it's like if you're a man, if you're a man or a woman, men do this too in a different way, which we'll get into, and not as often. It's less common with men, but if you're a woman and I mean, all women are hypergamous. It's one of the core lessons of the not quite 8 minutes in yet. So one of the core lessons of the RP is that women are by their nature hypergamous. Okay, so we in the church correctly go out and teach women Jesus is God. He is all knowing, all seeing, all understanding, all compassionate, all forgiving, all. And all of that is true. Okay. What have we just built for those women?
The perfect man, I would guess.
Okay. But what does the now you are a
Shoot.
oh god, shoo.
He's jumping the gun on us. He knows where we're going.
He does, and he knows where we're going. um so this mythic Christ becomes a
Oh,
surrogate for
false
hypergamy.
Christ. Mm.
I
No,
want
it's
to use the word
interesting.
surrogate.
It's really,
Okay.
I'll say this boyfriend Jesus, there's actually some of the late medieval women mystics. Like Marjorie Kemp was one. There's some other ones. They started having like this mystic kind of almost romance fantasy, so-called visions with Jesus, where he was like their romantic interest, or they had such a union with Jesus that was almost kind of almost sexual, like boyfriend, husband, kind of nasty. So,
Okay, but Nick, I want to make something clear. When did that happen? Like, give us a year
that was
range.
that was like the I'll say 1300s to like 1500s.
Oh, so this is not
I
a
think Marjorie
new
Kemp was
thing.
one.
It's
No,
not a new thing.
let me make sure I know. I read her book. Yeah, so Marjorie Kemp was in 1373 to like 1438 or something like that. Yeah,
Okay, so we can look
yeah.
back 600 years and we can see women doing the same thing. So
Oh yeah.
what they have done is they have created a surrogate for their ideal man. Now, I mean, yes, we all know that when we say Jesus is your
Yeah.
boyfriend, we're also they are saying that no man on earth can compare to them, and I believe that's because they have viewed Jesus as the hypergamous ideal.
And she abandoned her husband.
Oh, of course she did.
Oh, a lot of the church gave her like was all simping for her and promoting.
You know, it's interesting you bring that up, Nick, because
Uh,
every so there were different groups growing up in church. There were different groups, but the overt Jesus is my boyfriend group. I mean, these were the girls who were out there. You know, they were doing Pentecostal shit and regular
nothing new.
we had to do the whole speaking and singing in tongues. We had to do the
Oh,
Oh yeah, I mean, and I never attended a Pentecostal church, and none of my friend group did. We were all old Anglican
mm,
Episcopalian derivative type stuff. But these girls were there, and they would do this. Every one of them is not currently married right now. One of them
Imagine
was
that.
married for a few years, and he very quietly disappeared from her Facebook. Never got the story on what happened and why she left, although the hints I've seen was she left, not. And thank God I
No,
dodged that bullet.
you know what? I bet you it has something to do with this. She complained, as Shu said, you're not as emotionally invested as Christ is. You're emotionally and verbally and blah 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 abusive.
Oh, Nick, do we do this? Do we do this next Shutai comment down here? This
Oh
latest
my
one?
gosh.
Do we go there?
What is
Are-
that? Oh, Steve showed a picture.
Yeah,
So-
Steve showed a
Anybody
picture.
anybody come up with what this is?
Is that Cupid?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, is that
No, that's an angel.
Saint Valentine?
Okay, the woman. Let me try
No.
and zoom it in. See your face?
Yeah. The married men will recognize that face. Or
Okay,
the
so
previously
this
married men.
is this is a sculpture by Bernini. It's called, the title of it is The Ecstasy of Saint Therese of Avila.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Yep, the medieval mystic struck again.
Okay, so you know what?
Like our modern day Pentecostal ladies.
I just wanted to put that out there
Oh my gosh.
to show that this is nothing new. Okay, and you know what? That's anti-Catholic. Put on the Catholic guy. So, you know what? This concept
The simping's gotta
been
stop.
around for a long time.
Uh,
Of this spiritual ecstasy. Yeah, that was an angel. But okay, there is some eroticism of the spiritual that women are inclined to.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I'm gonna go iconoclastic. I'm like smash some statues.
So Nick.
Blasphemy.
So Nick, I put it up there for you. This
Oh.
is the most recent Shutai comment here. Do you want me to read that, or
My
do you want?
gosh. You can read it.
So you don't get, so you don't have to wear that one, huh? So the comment is, so a Hillary Crowder, but in the Middle Ages. Oof. Shu, I'm gonna say it so that the other guys don't have to. You are correct. Marjorie Kemp is a Hillary Crowder for the modern age. And I mean, but okay, but here's the thing. Shu, okay, we've been laughing at this because the whole Crowder situation is a well-known sticky issue in the manosphere space. But the point is actually, if you've gone and researched the story, the point is very true. So Hillary Crowder, they were, they both claim that they were virgins when they got married. They waited for each other. They did everything Christian right. She was a, now I don't know if she ever actually said it, but if you listen to her story, she was very much of the Jesus is my boyfriend mindset. It was about being so pure and maintaining your pure. And again, these aren't bad things, but all of a sudden, I mean, she marries Stephen. Okay, we're after 8 minutes. Stephen fucking Crowder. I mean, this guy's worth millions of dollars, has one of the most popular podcasts on YouTube, right? He's got okay, the guy has clout coming out his ears. And what does she do? Yeet. She pulls the ripcord on him, accuses him of things that we can't even say on YouTube, things that
You know what it's like?
Right.
So does Steve.
Right. Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
I do. It
Ah,
happened to me.
oh man.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
She thinks that she's doing some brave thing. I don't know if she realizes just how common her tactics are and how many men there are who have had to live through the same fucking thing.
Bullshit. Hey, Marjorie Kemp's husband. Fuck, dude.
So you're saying that if we go back in history, we can find this exact same thing happening.
Yeah.
Women think they're so clever. Sorry, women, you're not.